In this series, we explore lore theory, and today we're covering Tessa and Kyros and how they play into the story of Gaia and Orbis. Hello, everybody. I'm Slice, and this is a story of Tessa and Kyros. Tessa and Kyros were the first to be granted the privilege to serve as the leaders of the Officers of Orbis. With Gaia entering her slumber, Tessa and Kyros were sworn to secrecy about her status and her whereabouts. If that information were to find its way to someone with ill intent, it could spell disaster. Little did Tessa and Kyros know, Gaia used the power of the void to trap their memories of her whereabouts in the memory mirrors. As the figureheads, Tessa and Kyros were duty-bound to recruit skillful and loyal allies that would become Officers of Orbis. All with the primary task of protecting Orbis from the evils waiting in the shadows and the evils yet to come. Tessa and Kyros embarked on a global quest drawing individuals from the diverse human factions to rally under Gaia's name. However, whispers of Gaia's vanishing and the rise of the officers stirred unrest among the unlawful and the unprincipled factions. Fearing an unprecedented power shift, these factions initiated hostilities against the perceived threat, and terror began to spread. Within the factions, there were those that resented Gaia's absence and branded her as an abandoner of the world. Those that didn't believe in the protection of Gaia found themselves as outcasts, separating from their original factions and finding solace among others who shared similar beliefs. Whispers would travel across Orbis, landing in the ears of those susceptible. Having no knowledge of the true nature of Gaia's whereabouts, the only truth they knew was that Gaia deserted them. Battles raged on between the Officers of Orbis and those that sought to impose their own rule, all while corruption thrived in the shadows unnoticed by Orbis at large. An unknown manipulator patiently lurked, awaiting the right moment. Eventually, the shadows found the pawn it needed to truly take hold. The very thoughts of the unprincipled and the outcasts would find their way into the mind of Kyros, leading him to ponder if he could capitalize on the ignorance and weakness. Whispers in the back of Kyros' head would begin filling his mind with dissent, leading him to align himself against Gaia. Kyros rallied the outcast in opposition to Gaia, using the surprising momentum to turn the tables on Tessa and the Officers of Orbis. The shadowy entity once again snuck into Kyros' thoughts, granting him the knowledge that Gaia had locked away a powerful magic. Did she really not trust him enough to share that knowledge? Kyros sought out this magic, finding it in a challenging dungeon. This mysterious power was locked behind a powerful shield. Using his might, Kyros broke the chains that held the tome. Kyros quickly learned that those chains also bound a portion of his memory. Flashes of fractured thoughts flooded his mind, revealing to him that he had another task: find the memory mirrors and reveal his truth. At the same time, Tessa learned of the memory mirrors. It was now a race to unlock that which was once hidden. Gaia had trapped the memories of her whereabouts, and that knowledge was now at risk. Kyros would find the memory mirrors, obtain the knowledge, and attempt to sabotage the path into the mirrors to slow Tessa. Kyros used this knowledge to manipulate the truth and craft his own narrative, lending credibility to those who believed Gaia had forsaken them. After delivering a devastating blow to Tessa and the Officers of Orbis, Kyros set his sights on a final act that would cement his rule, ensuring Gaia would never awaken to thwart his dominion. Tessa, having lost most of her officers, embarked on a perilous journey to confront Kyros. A brutal battle ensued, leaving both severely wounded. In a desperate move, Kyros used his corrupted sword to corrupt a nearby golem, hoping to gain the upper hand. Seeing an opportunity, Tessa decisively defeated Kyros, but was left to face the corrupt golem. Weakened and unarmed, Tessa retreated to Gaia's chambers, placing the Sword of Light upon Gaia as an additional layer of protection. She laid down, hoping to regain her strength. Whether she would live through her wounds remained uncertain. Meanwhile, the shadowy entity, aware of the world's weakened state and the spreading corruption, sensed that the time was ripe. With Orbis teetering on the brink, only time separated the shadows from the light. The true identity and intentions of this entity remain shrouded in mystery. Would the world intervene in the nick of time to thwart the looming darkness? The fate of Orbis hung in the balance, waiting for heroes or villains to ultimately tip the scales. That story will have to wait. With almost no lore or information about Tessa or Kyros, the theory we covered today is simply that, a theory. I have plenty of theories, but wanted to cover at least one that I thought had a lot of potential behind it and gives us, the players, a strong reason to be invested in Hytale. We'll soon get to experience Orbis together. Will we prevail and save Tessa? Will we save Gaia? Will you become a hero of Orbis? These questions and more will be explored when we get our hands on Hytale. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to catch more Hytale videos in the future. And as always, thanks for chilling.